Hey guys, it's Luke here and welcome back to Season 3, Episode 11 of my James Hart B Pro Career Mode on Rugby League Live 3. Now in this episode we're taking on 15th place Titans and we're also taking on the Eels, but before we go ahead and do that, let's look at some big moves. Johnson's on the move, Foran, Isaac Luke, Reynolds, Maloney and Inglis. The biggest one for me probably is Inglis going back to the Storm, as well as Sean Johnson off to the Broncos. That's a huge signing. Don't know what that means for Ben Hunt and Milford, but I mean they might already be broken up seeing we're in Season 3 currently. But looking at this the side for the Titans in 15th spot looks like for very good reason. They're just not a good side. Aiden Sees is still here. On my West Tigers one, he ended up at Manly, so he's still there at the Titans. And you know the side just doesn't look very good at all. Sam Mull on the bench as well as James Roberts. I don't know what's to go there. But yeah, hopefully we can get a win playing in our heritage kits or jerseys, which I was really happy about. I really love those jerseys, and I wish we could select jerseys. Otherwise, the heritage jersey would be getting a lot more usage for me, because I think it looks awesome. But first involvement on the game for James Hart, which is a kick return, solid kick return. And yeah, I should mention, well, I already have Titans. They're in 15th spot, we're in about 13th. And I gotta say, we're making our charge for the 8. It's pretty close in terms of top 8. So a few wins on the trot will put us in a good nick for making the top 8. But you see here, Josh Morris gets off to a flying start, and he ends up scoring. He's pushing himself over. I don't know who it was out on the right who threw the final pass, but he could have scored himself there. So it would have been very frustrating had they not scored, but they did, and you know we got away with it. The 6-0 after about 10 minutes or so. We just get a simple pass off to Eastwood, I think it was, and we're just backing up like a good fullback should. And you know, if it wasn't raining, maybe we would have went for an offload just there, but we decided to hold the ball, not forcing the offload at this stage like we had done throughout the season. Just a matter of playing smarter, because we know we're a good player and we know we're capable of a lot. As you can see here, a nice kick chase off his own kick was James Hart, and he makes a pretty good tackle there. It wasn't one of those around the legs one, neither was this one. This is the circle slash B tackle. I'm just going for the arm pin. That one right there was a dive around the legs. Just had to not risk it, but we are going to follow it up with another solid tackle, which does result in an intercept, and it is Josh Morris on the end of it, and he did have support. Maybe he could have got an offload late on, but unfortunately he couldn't get to the ball. Sorry, no one could get to him, unfortunately. But Brett Morris takes to the line. We call for it with James Hart, and we end up getting tackled there. It looks like by Zillman and, I don't know, number 13, whoever that was, Bird or someone. But following up from that, Greg Eastwood ends up just powering himself over. Beastie Greg Eastwood ends up getting himself over and scoring a try. It's a 10-0, turning to 12-0. Hockinson kicks it from right in front. So although James Hart and some of the backs might not be scoring, we are creating a lot of chances, which is quite nice. You can see we're breaking tackles, and what an offload that is. I don't know who the number 12 is. I don't believe it's Jackson. But that was brilliant little work there. And we put number 12 into a hole. He's running good lines, number 12. I need to find out exactly who he is, because he's playing phenomenal at this stage. But we are going to receive the ball. James Hart, what can he do? Steps 1, he's grabbed, but he's going to force himself over. And James Hart scores his first try of the game. And his try scoring tally has to be up there. I might have to go and figure out exactly how many tries he scored. If you know, leave it in the comments, because it feels like he's scored a shit ton already. But you see James Hart taking on the line again, pokes his nose through it, and that's going to take us through half time, because that was like 35th minute or something. But yeah, Titans certainly no match for the Bulldogs at this stage. 18-0. Although we're a 13th place side, we've been very unlucky. But you see, we start off the second half very poorly. James Hart just overrunning a pass and end up going forward, and then find himself a little bit out of position, maybe some would say, as the ball gets batted back to Kane LG, who ends up going over and scoring. So Titans are somewhat back in the game. Caesar kicks the goal, so it's 18-6. Although they scored a try, but I don't really feel it's I don't really feel it's their day. And that's another poor offload. So maybe the momentum is turning. Maybe James Hart is just trying a little bit too much. But he comes up with a brilliant offload there. Luke Lewis gets it to Hogginson, gets it to the number 8, Tolman or Graham. I'm not sure which one it is. But just showing that we're still not going into a shell, and that's a nice little call for the ball there. And you can see there, number 6, Caesar. I think it's Caesar. Just seemed to just leave James Hart as he raced away and scored. You might be thinking, what the hell? Obviously, in real life, an offside player would make that tackle and just rather give away the penalty than score a try. But on this game, it seems that the offside player will just not attempt it. It's just the way the game is. I'm not, it's probably a bad thing, but it's working out okay for us. And then right here, inside into injury. It is BMOS on the end of a little grubber there, and he picks it up. He's going to race away about 90 metres or so, and he's going to score a try, which if the game wasn't already sealed, it is now. So it's a pretty all-round team performance. You can see in most of the other games, James Hart being getting man of the matches, very, very easily, and was the only ones who could score points. But this game was definitely a team effort. It was an all-round effort. As you can see, 28 points, and James Hart only scored 1. I don't even know about assists. I don't think he's even got any assists as well. So like I said, team performance, which is nice, not having to carry the side. Titans looking for a late try, but there's 2 tackles in a row there, 2 try savers, followed up by a third as we hold up match drama there on the 4th tackle, and ended up running us out. There was, I think, one more play, but it's probably just ended up in a bomb being kicked and someone catching it. James Hart, 181, not quite as good a performance as his last game, but in terms of team performances, I think it was more impressive. But it is only the Titans, so not too much to worry about there. Now, looking at this drill, you can see before, like at the end of that game, we had barely any XP to get. Now, because of that, this next drill made us go into territory, so we can go to the next level, level 31, as you can see there in the top right hand corner, which means we can upgrade to 84 overall. Now, at the start of the season, I said 85 overall. That's what we should be targeting, and we're just 1 overall away from it. I'm not sure if another level up will get us to the 85 mark. Hopefully, it does. But yeah, we were a really solid all-round player, really. What we've been working on lately is to try and just get the agility up and all that sort of stuff, just the movement. Our guy's really fast, but we want him to be just lightning quick. I want him to be the fastest in the game, possibly. So that'd be really, really nice, and hopefully our new upgrades are enough to sort of smash Parramatta. And you might have been noticing I haven't really bought any of those skill point things. I can't remember what they're exactly called, but the boost, I haven't really bought any of them because I haven't felt the need to use them, but I think we will continue to use them if there's good deals on them. But James Hart opens the scoring for the Bulldogs. It is 4-0, and we're beating the clock at this stage. That was brilliant stuff there. Just clawed for it, got into the outside of his defender, put the foot down. Fisiahi, he is very, very fast. Everyone knows how fast he is. I think in real life he's off to Union, but was known as being faster than John Johnson, was fastest at the club, went at the Warriors, and Warriors have some flyers. This is like in the era of Kevin Locke and stuff being at the club, so if you're the fastest, you're super, super fast, probably the fastest in the league, and we've seen him over flat, and he got nowhere near James Hart there. Hardy he went all the way, he went the distance. There's a few offloads, it ends up with James Hart on the ball, and an offload gets it to Luke Lewis, who gets it to Graham, I think it was, and I don't know if it was necessary for James Hart to get involved in that, but he did, and I can't say it didn't really eventuate. Probably eventuated better than what it would had normally, but I think that's Jared McAnally who's on the wing, and our it's our ever changing wing spot. It just seems to be rotating wingers. Tyrone Phillips, Jared McAnally, someone else I'm missing out on as well. I think I said Tyrone Phillips. I can't remember exactly who, but I think there's a third guy who seems to be on the wing there. So it is interesting how they just changed the wingers. Center's another position, and Daniel Mortimer is playing in the 5'8" position right now. So Josh Reynolds off the bench, which is it is strange, but it's working for us. So why change a winning side is how I'm seeing it. I think Josh Reynolds is on the bench anyways. Well, he was the last few games. I'm looking at the side there. I can't see him actually in the side, so I might just talk a little bit of shit there. But he had been getting picked in the side, so like I said, might change the starting side, winning side, like in terms of the halves. Also, I think the hooker position's been a little bit rotated as well, so I'm not really sure what to go with the team lineup. But moving into the second half, it's just 4-0. It's a bit surprising after how many tries usually get scored by us and that sort of stuff. And look, we're looking to score right here. Fisiahi just left in the dust there. James Hart scored his second try of the game. The second time we've put the burners on and got around Fisiahi, or just beat him to the line. So it is 10-0. James Hart scoring both the tries, but it's a pretty low scoring game, especially after we scored in like the first 3 minutes or something. So you would think that we would have went on with it, or we just would have scored a lot of points, but it's just not what happened. And you can see moving into the 62nd odd minute here, James Hart comes up with a try saver. Now, I was a little bit worried that they would do that push animation and just find themselves falling over the line, but that didn't happen. I think it's Nathan Peace on the ball here. We went for the lace tackle because I felt that was the most suitable. We didn't want to concede a try, and if we're making a run to the finals, I can't go ahead and try and risk just risk like making a shit tackle just for the sake of it looking cool on camera. Anyways, Greg Eastwood nearly ended up scoring there, and James Hart's going to take it to the line, and he ends up passing it to Tony Williams, who was in a gap and he should have scored, but he ended up passing it, and maybe it's actually Casiano looking back on it, but I think it was Leach who ended up on the ball, and Hawkinson, because he was in a dummy half, we ended up doing a little bit of ball playing just there, and now that looking at that, hindsight says we should have just went for the gap ourselves, but we end up throwing the ball, and it doesn't really matter, we end up kicking a field goal. So we kicked the field goal, and 11-0 is how it finished, so a pretty impressive performance against the Eels. Sees us come up with a victory, and we are making a charge for the 8 there. You see James Hart man of the match yet again, so Dally M is pretty much all but wrapped up, I would have to think. It's pretty early on, but it might be a big call, but I think it's safe enough to say that we've pretty much dominated the league so far, and no progressing up to level 33 today. But you can see there we're into about 11th spot there, and we're only a few points off the top 8, so I gotta say it's looking pretty good, and yeah, hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, please like it, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter at Mr. Luke MIT, Facebook page in the description below, and I'll see you for my next video. Bye guys.